One of the areas that God is continuing to work on in my life is the area of patience. I'm trying to learn patience. One such demonstration of my need to grow in that area is my absolute anger and my ability to get quickly upset, especially as I travel. One of the things that I hate most of all is to arrive at my destination only to find that there is no one there to pick me up. It's time for prayer when I have traveled all day only to arrive and find that there is no one there to pick me up. One such incident happened a while back. I had driven all day, flown, got up early in the morning and flown all day long. Got off the plane, walked through the baggage check, got my bags, looked around, looked around, only to discover there was no one there to pick me up. I had traveled all day long. Slowly got off the plane, went past the baggage check, got my bags, walked outside, looked around. I looked around because I had been traveling all day long, only to discover that there was no one there to pick me up. I began to pace back and forth because I'd been traveling all day long. I got up early that morning, flew all day, only to discover after getting my bags that there was no one there to pick me up. I began to pace back and forth. I began to enjoy the scenery of those coming back. Taxi cabs were coming, buses were picking up people, shuttle buses were coming and going, and I had traveled all day long only to discover that as I picked up my bags, there was no one there to pick me up. I was further distressed when I looked around and I was just about the last person there. It seemed like everybody in the world had someone there to pick them up other than me, who had traveled all day long and come past the baggage claim, got my bag, only to discover that there was no one there to pick me up. I began to carry on a conversation with those people who worked there in the airport. Good morning, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you again. What's happening, my man? What's going on? I began to take good note of all the people around and noticed that I was the only one who seemed to have no one there to pick me up. After a while, I began to walk past the same man so often, he began to wave at me and he said, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? And I walked back and forth. After about 40 minutes, there was only me and this one guy who by now had seen me for a long time. And after about 40 minutes, he looked at me and pulled into his pocket and pulled out something. And he came to me after about 40 minutes, the same man that had been sitting there all the time. He should have known that I'd been traveling all day long, and I came out and got my bags and got the baggage checked. I was waiting for somebody to pick me up. Finally, he walks and he says, pulls out this picture and he looks and he said, is you real Ulmer? I said, yes, I am, and I've been here all day long. Since I left home this morning, I've flown all day long. Came down the baggage check, got my bags. I was him then when I walked past, and no one was there to pick me up. He said, Reb, I'm so sorry. Said, I've been here waiting to pick you up. Said, but I didn't recognize. They gave me this picture right here of you, and they told me this was your picture. And I looked and said, I'm sorry. Said, but I guess we're late because I was looking for you. And so, Reverend, you don't look like your picture. And I don't know who it was in my office that must have found this picture from the 60s or the 70s. I had this great big old fro. Head had to lean to one side, that fro was so big. had a goatee down to here. He said, Reverend, said, I didn't recognize you. Said, because you don't look like your picture. This is a picture of the church. And I wonder how many people pass us by because we don't look like our picture.